Hello folks, welcome back to GingerLion's For Fun for Himself episode of Agrarian Skies. So I wanted to let you know that between this episode and last I built this nice pretty railing around the edge of just about everything, and then I built it too close to the lava and found myself with, well, you know, fire. Fire on this platform is not good. It's actually making me rethink in a lot of ways, you know, how this platform is and what I intend to use it for. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that, you know, I've done a whole bunch of ore mining in between episodes and picked up the things that I need and realized that I missed something. And it was probably a good thing for me to, you know, like, go back and check, because I believe if I go in here, come on, open this up, I have an unclaimed reward here. Let's go ahead and pick that one. And I have an unclaimed reward here. Let's see, I already have slimy saplings. I don't need a full heart. Reward bag seems like the best choice. And that gives me some more blocks to expand my smelter with. Always a good thing. And I'm coming up against the casting call, which ought to be interesting. So now let me take a look and see what my 2 reward bags produce me. I've got a wooden sword with Silk Touch X. There are not levels to Silk Touch, so that's a little bit of a troll. And Silk Touch is kind of going to be useless there. And I've got a cake called Lie. A lot of these troll rewards are quite amusing, but in this particular case, I'm not at the point that I care about being amused. So, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to take the opportunity to expand my smeltery. I've got the pieces. Hate wasting food by jumping and then having it be useless. That's very frustrating. Okay, so let's do this way. Put the pretty ones at the front. So, fancy. The cracked seared bricks can go there, there, here. These simple seared bricks and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the fancy and chiseled. Let's see if I can jump up on this casting table. I can. 1, 2. And I happen to know I'm having a problem jumping because of this tree. No, all is well. Okay, I happen to know that there's a reason I put this torch here. It's because we were having lighting problems. Let me hit up F7. You'll notice there's lighting issues there and there. Let's see, I've got enough torches, plenty torches, good. I'm going to put one here, and just for safety's sake, I'm going to put one over there. I've got these 4 extra bricks. I'll expand the smeltery again later, and for the moment I think those, actually, get rid of that torch, put that there. There we go. So now I've got a smeltery that can handle even more ores than it could before, which is good. Let me climb back down. Take a look at my food situation. You know what? I know this cake is called Lie, but I'm going to eat the lies anyway. I will just consume them. Put that down. Grab myself a little bit of cake. That's good. Cake, tasty, tasty lies. Good. Good to hear. Anything I need in this chest, this quarter heart, I'm pretty sure I have enough hearts, or if I don't, I'd like to keep them all consolidated. Anyway, so, what do I got? I have 3. That's not quite enough yet. Look around, make sure there's nothing else going on. So, like I said, between episodes I did a little bit of ore smashing. Got myself some emeralds, some diamonds, and all of these pieces up here. So now, there are 2 things that I really want to create this episode, and they're to automate, well, frankly, automate the process of this whole thing and make my life better. So, first, I would like a igneous extruder. This is going to take some glass, some gold, some iron, glass, gold, iron, tin. Do I have any redstone at all? Nope. I'm going to have to make some redstone. If I recall correctly, redstone is either made from sand or dust. So, I'm going to step off camera for just a minute. I'm going to verify where it is that comes from, and then I'll be right back, and we'll start toward the process of that. The reason I would like an igneous extruder is that it keeps me from having to spend a whole bunch of time standing right here, breaking this stuff with a pickaxe. After that, I'm going to want 2 more machines. a pulverizer, which is basically made from the same materials and requires 3 redstone in its construction. And flint. Oh, 4 redstone, because I need a piston. I need an igneous extruder. I need a pulverizer. Let me just make sure the igneous extruder doesn't require... it too requires. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 redstone I need. And I finally... this, which is going to take 2 more, and some Invar, which is made from... made in the smeltery, I'm sure of it. Yep, liquid casting table from molten Invar, which is made with iron and nickel. So, I am going to go figure out where I get my redstone from and get a little bit of work in on making enough redstone to make these devices, and then I'll be right back. Hi folks, so as you can see I've ran my pickaxe nearly to death, and I'm most of the way up through Adept to whatever the next level is. I've got a couple more, like, enchants that I guess I could put on it, though at the moment I haven't even been thinking in that direction. But let me take it and repair it. I might as well get it completely repaired. Flint's cheap now. And what it says is that I have 2 more modifiers that I could put on it, and it automatically has moss. Nice. So, theoretically it would auto-repair, except that I always use the thing too fast for it to do such a thing. Let me check the status of my hatchet. I can't do anything with hammers yet. Not sure if the hammers from Tinker's Construct will help any. Anyway, so I've got myself almost 4 stacks. I'm going to make myself up a whole bunch of hammers. I'm going to spend a little bit of while pounding this down into what it turns out that I need, which is dust, and then I'll come back to you. Okay folks, so I kind of wussed out a little bit and decided that I'm going to keep a stack of this as sand and the rest of it is dust, and I'm just going to run the dust through the sieve. So, I got a stack of sand and nearly 3 stacks of dust to run through the sieve. The sand I kept with some hopes that I'll get myself some of the extra things that I might need, useful seeds or that kind of thing, maybe quartz. There's no reason not to run some of this stuff through. I'm going to have to at some point, though it would be nice if I did it at automated times, but I just really got tired of pounding things into sand. So, I'm going to, again, do this off camera, and I'll be right back. Well, there you go, folks. All that's done. As you can see, it used up a little bit of my food energy, so I think I'll go ahead and eat another one of these pieces of toast. I like to keep that about as full as I possibly can. And my results: a whole bunch of pulverized ore, 25 redstone, which will be nice, cactus seeds, saguaro fruit. Can I turn that into anything? Nope, doesn't look like it. Let's check the uses. It can be used to make cactus fruit, which can be used to make cactus fruit seeds, which I'm willing to bet can be used to plant cactuses, but that's okay. Some cocoa beans, and a bunch of stuff that I need to combine together and then crush up. So, what I've been doing is I've been keeping in this top chest here my finished products. So, those things that I don't have to do anything more to. And I guess I'm going to start keeping the seeds that I get out of this deal in here too. Let me see. The bone meal I'm going to put in this chest over here, because that's where I will be getting it from to make trees grow faster. Now, next, I don't have anything in, so let me get these finished products out of here while I'm at it. And coal. I don't have any room for coal. Finished products, please. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, so now, the next thing that I need to do, and theoretically I could go put that limestone through, but I'm not sure if it'll produce anything particularly interesting for me. I may have to investigate that. Next thing that I want to do is toss all of these crushed ores in here and pull back stacks of 4 of them. And I'll show you why in just a minute. Let me put the glowstone up there and the lapis. What else do I have? Platinum, gunpowder. As long as these are all pulverized. Oh, Certus quartz dust. Don't need to keep that for the moment. And pulverized tin ore. That should make 1 full row. Good, does. Now, 8, 16, nice. There, that, all but one of these, and all of these. And what I'm doing with these, and I know this takes more time and it takes more work. Theoretically, I could just smelt these blocks right here, but if I combine them and crush those into these pulverized ores, then I get the chance of more. And as far as I'm concerned, the extra work, given that I've already put a chunk of work into them, and that every time I need more resources, I have to put more work into it, there's zero reason for me not to do this work. So, I'm going to go ahead and place all these sands down and pulverize them into dusts. It uses up a little bit of hammer, but frankly, hammers are made of trees and cobblestone, and that makes them a cheap and easy resource for me. And it won't be long before I don't have to do as much of this by hand. So, a thing to note, if you are doing this on slabs, don't break the bottom ones first, because if you do, the top ones will fall down and then break on the half slabs below. Just like if you put torch underneath gravel on vanilla Minecraft. So, a useful addition. Now, these, as many as I can, I'm just going to turn directly into blocks that are then smeltable. This is my final ore result, and I'm going to, because I am, now if I toss these in a vanilla furnace, I would get 1 ingot per block. 1 ingot per block. However, if I take them and I toss them in a smeltery, I get 288 millibuckets, which is the equivalent of 2 ingots per. Again, this is one of the reasons that I built the smeltery in the first place. It allows me a higher income. All of this for me is about efficiency, because there's only so much work that I want to do on my own to bootstrap myself into this whole process. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's wonderful that I can make all these wonderful things, but if I have to do it all by hand every time, I'm not going to be a happy camper. And there's no reason for me to skimp on effort if it reduces my final result. So, this is my final results, and I got quite a lot of income out of this. So I'm going to take this, actually, you know what? I need a little bit more cobblestone, because I'm going to need a little bit more lava before I run through. I can almost guarantee, oop, I just broke a block I didn't want to. That's fine. Nine should be enough. Go ahead and replace this here. So, we'll go fix that block that I broke that I didn't intend to. Ooh, I can't because it's down below here. But I can do it now. There we go. And fill this up with cobblestone so that it can continue feeding this smeltery with lava. The lava tank is completely full right now, so that's a really good sign. So, now, smeltery. What am I going to toss in here? Well, limestone's not useful. Let me go get rid of that. No reason for me to carry that over here. Theoretically, I've been told you can make quicklime out of it, but not in the smeltery. So let's see. Silver. And let me just check something. Let me take a look at molten silver. Uses of molten silver in alloying. It can be with gold. So I can put tin in here just fine. That's good. So silver and tin so far. There, all the silver's melted. Let's toss a little more tin in. And let me check molten tin. tin with the recipe for... Let's go over to here. Molten tin. When used in the smeltery, it combines with nothing, so I don't have to worry about my next priority, which is iron. There we go. So now, silver's on the bottom. There's 38 ingots, which means I can take an entire casting basin full of it, which uses up 9. I've been told that if I just look at this, it'll tell me what's in here and what's molten and what condition it's in. That's pretty cool. I like that. Now, get that silver out, make more. Now, I'm going to need to make an ingot cast at some point here, but that's fine. I can move forward just like this without any problems. All that iron melted up. Looks like I got 20 more silver ingots, so I can at least do that twice more. As soon as it solidifies, I can pull out the next one. And now, that leaves me with 2 in the system, which I can't get out right now, but that's fine. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put the tin on the bottom and start pulling it out. Well, I toss the next thing in. So now I know that iron can alloy with a lot of things. Let's see what it alloys with. Obsidian and aluminum, blood and emerald, and nickel. So I can't put nickel in there right now, and I can't put gold in because it will alloy with the silver. I'm pretty sure that means that I can put lead in. I'm going to take the risk putting lead in. And I'm going to go ahead and get as many of these ingots out as possible. So I'm going to go through this smelting process and smelt all the ores that I can. And then I'm going to come back to you once we're a little closer to my industrial machines. Okay, so now I got myself a little bit of a mess in here, right? Let's see, I've got some gold, I've got some lead, I've got some electrum, I've got some tin. And so now what is it that, how am I going to get all these little pieces out without messing everything up? Well, I'm actually going to be just a little bit tricky. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in all of my aluminum, because I'd like to melt up my aluminum, and I'm going to put 1 copper ore. What that's going to do is, let me just show you. If I check my molten aluminum, which is right here, and its uses, and I go over to alloying, it does 2 things. If there's iron and obsidian, it'll make alumite. I don't have any obsidian in there. I do have iron, but no obsidian, so it won't alloy. Or if I mix it with a little bit of copper, it will make molten aluminum brass. And aluminum brass has one really cool feature to it. You can use gold as well, but there's no way that I'm going to use gold when I don't need to. See, we've got all this molten aluminum, and we're about to have, as soon as this copper melts, a little bit of aluminum brass. And it's going to be kind of hard to find in there, but that's fine. As soon as it's done, bink, it's going to alloy, and I can put it on the bottom, but it's already there, so that's just fine. I'm going to use this seared faucet over a casting table with any sort of ingot in there. And what I chose to use was this seared brick. Pour that. Now I have an ingot mold, which I'm going to put down, and I'm going to dump out the rest of the aluminum, brass, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, just going to go ahead and pour it all out and get my actual ingots out of the deal. Now, I'm going to check something while this is going on. I want to know if I take molten aluminum and I pour it into a casting basin, I get a block of aluminum. If I use that block of aluminum, I'm actually going to get aluminum ingots, I hope. There is a glitch in the other mod pack that I operate on that this does not happen. So I'm going to test it at the risk of 9 aluminum. Oh, I want that back, please. Nothing in there? Good. Pour that. Now, as soon as that's poured, we'll test it. Block of aluminum makes 9 aluminum ingots. Good. I'm glad to see that. That makes me much more comfortable. So, like I said, I'm going to come over here. Let me actually just get the rest of this out the easiest way I can. I'm going to pour all this stuff into the ingot mold and then pour the last of the things in here that I was worried about alloying, ways I didn't want them to. And I'll be back. Hey, I just gained auto repair 2 and expert level on my pickaxe. Wonderful. So, I'd like you to take a look at the haul that I just got. This is all of the ores that I got, all of the smelting that I did, and you'll notice I'm making a little bit of glass because I need it in this process. So let's grab it and let's get started. I need a little bit of wood, so I think I'll go with birch today. Seems to be what I have the most of. So let's get started. I want an igneous extruder, and I want it so bad I can taste it. So let's go ahead. I can make this out of aluminum, which to me is very important. Iron is a relatively rare resource. I mean, you get it just about more than twice as often as aluminum. Aluminum is not used for a lot of things. I mean, in comparison with iron, I mean, I can make empty canisters out of it, but that's going to be a long time. Blocks of aluminum, cooling upgrades, these are not like all high-value things, but I can make pistons out of it instead of using up my iron. I can make cans out of it. That's kind of neat. I can make aluminum dust. And obviously I can make aluminum brass and the various other things that you can alloy with it, but it's not the most useful thing. So, instead of using my iron for pistons, I'm going to use aluminum. Okay, so I'm going to use aluminum. I'm using a tinker table, and the way it's set up, it doesn't seem to allow shift clicking in here, which is frustrating to me. So, I think what I'm going to do, just to make this process a little faster, use the right tool, is pick it up and put it here. No, it's still picking up that inventory. Let's get it a little further away. Where can I put it that it won't be in the way? It'll be easy to get to, and it should still... No, guess this crafting station isn't going to do everything that I want it to, which makes me sad. So, I'm going to take the crafting station and I'm going to put it in a chest. And I'm going to go back to using the generic Tinker's Construct full crafting station. Let's see if this works like I want it to. Yeah, it goes up there, and let's see if I can shift click into it. I can't. Yeah, my shift key's not working. It better be. If I have crouch problems in this game, I'm going to be in trouble. Maybe I don't have the ingredients that I need. Let's try making something else that I know I have the ingredients I need. Nope. Okay, well, a little bit more wood wasted. That's frustrating. For a generic Minecraft crafting table. I'm going to put this over here. I'm just going to use it for those circumstances where this is more useful. So, pistons, aluminum. Nope, my NEI integration just isn't working. It has nothing to do with the tables. Well, you can go ahead and be turned into one of these just like that, and they'll be useful to me at some point in the future. I like to spread crafting stations around. I don't like having to walk a long distance just to find myself a crafting grid, especially in a mod that uses up food like this. So I guess I'm going to have to hand click all this stuff in. So I'm going to go with I think I need 3 pistons anyway, so 3 pistons. I'm going to go get the redstone that I needed. Glad I got enough redstone, and I'm going to be using these soon, so I'm going to take them with me. And then aluminum and redstone. 3 pistons. Nice. Next thing that I need are machine frames, iron in the corners, gold in the center. I know that I need 3 of these because I'm making 3 machines. And then just glass. That's 2. And 3. Get that out. Now, pneumatic servo is going to require more glass. And I don't think I'm necessarily going to have enough for everything that I need, but I think if I take a little bit more wood and convert it into sticks, I will. 8 sticks should cook up that too. Fine. If not, I'm just going to have to smash up some more. Now, I need this pneumatic servo, 2 glass, 2 iron, and a redstone. Got that backwards. There. Now, I want 1. What's the... It's 10. 10, 10, 10. I don't know why it is this isn't working, the shift click, and it actually bothers me a lot. But, for the moment, let's get this thing built. This, and a machine frame, and glass. There's the 2 glass that I need for my igneous extruder. Now, one thing that I need with an igneous extruder is lava. I also need water. Now, I could theoretically make a cheap bucket, but I have the materials now to make a real bucket, and the cheap buckets break when you pick lava up with them. And so that's not, to me, a great advantage. So, I'm going to come over here and set up my first completely automated igneous extruder. I'm going to put it right here, right on the wall. And then, because I don't need this cobble gen anymore, I'm going to disassemble it for parts. Now I hope this machine doesn't get broken, but I really don't expect it to, and I can make more lava, and I have an infinite water source, so I can make more water, and there we are. There is my first machine automatically making cobblestone for me. And there's several places I wish that cobblestone to go, so why don't I see if I have any. I only have fluid ducts, so let's see. I want item ducts. Opaque ones, tin, lead, tin. Easy. In fact, I think I'm going to make 3 sets of those. And since now cobblestone isn't an issue, I'm going to make myself 4 levers. You'll see why in just a minute. I believe somewhere around here I already have the crescent hammer that I made earlier. So, what am I going to configure? Well, the first thing is I want there always to be cobblestone in here. I'd like it to always have enough cobblestone to make lava with. So, I'm going to start by exporting some cobblestone. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to flip this to output, and if I'm correct, this machine will automatically output cobblestone out of that. And it only goes out at 1 per tick, and that's fine. Now, the next thing that I'd like, I want a storage medium of some kind. Do I have a spare chest sitting around? I'd be sort of surprised if I did, so I might as well make one. Now, this is all backstuffed, and that's just fine. That means this is full, and it will stay full. But let's add another output location. And what I intend to do is have this be the output location of last resort, meaning it will put cobble in this chest, no doubt or question, but it'll try to fill this up first. And that's fine. Now I have this chest being filled with cobblestone just as fast as this machine can make it, and it's just going to keep making cobblestone as fast as its little heart can. That's so nice. The knowledge that I don't have to grind out cobblestone anymore from this cobble gen pleases me. And it pleases me enough that I think I'm going to collect the resources that were put into making this cobble gen in the first place. And I have enough cobblestone to refill this platform. So, now, what's my next step? Well, my next step is, since I now have a supply of cobblestone, I would like a device that allows me to automate the process of hammering it out and automate the process of sifting it. And I now have, theoretically, a relatively consistent supply of lava. So, I would like to make myself a pulverizer. But to do that, I'm going to need a magmatic engine. Magmatic dynamo, to be precise. And this is going to take Invar ingots and Invar gears. Luckily, I happen to have intentionally made myself some Invar. I don't think I made enough. Let me look. A magmatic engine is 1, 2, 3, 11. And I only have 9. So let me collect the resources necessary for me to make this engine, and I'll be right back. Okay, folks. Again, time for the magmatic dynamo. Now, I need 2 Invar gears, which are iron surrounded by Invar. Now the shift-click integration's working. Iron surrounded by Invar, that's fine. Now I need a redstone transmission coil. Let's clear these unnecessary ingots out. I only need 1. And the magmatic dynamo. Now, if I just plugged it in, the magmatic dynamo would try to run all the time. And I don't really want it to, so I'm going to have to make one other thing, which is a leadstone energy conduit. I don't have enough glass to make it, so let's grab the glass that I just cooked up and grab 1 stack. Now, that uses up a heck of a lot of my redstone, but it means that I'm going to more efficiently use the lava that I'm producing. Now, the lava I'm producing is free, but it's not unlimited and it's not in high quantities. So now, what's the next thing? I would like a pulverizer. I think I made almost everything that I need for this, except I need some flint. And I've been putting all of my flint in here. So let's grab some. Let's try that again. Now, I need a redstone reception coil, 1 of them. I may have made too many of these, what am I doing? Apparently I'm making a mess of my inventory is what I'm doing. Let's see if I can make this now. I can. Pulverizer, here we come. So, now, I have, theoretically, a large supply of lava. Now, let me grab the wrench and see if I can torque this around. Now, I can't till I put the leadstone energy conduit here. But I'm going to put a leadstone energy conduit right there. Now, a leadstone energy conduit can only conduct 80 RF a tick. But this engine only makes 80 RF a tick. Maximum. So that's fine. There's 0 wrong with that. And I'm going to connect it to only 1 device for the moment. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted. I think I just probably lost a whole bunch of lava. That's sad. I did. Oh well. It's slowly filling up with lava. Every time it reaches 10, it uses some of it to make energy. This is filling that constantly with cobblestone, so this will make energy. It's not making a huge amount of it right now, but it's making energy nonetheless. And that allows me to put down my pulverizer. Let's see, the pulverizer can go right there. Now, how's it set up? I would like the pulverizer to input from the top, and that's why I made so many item ducts, for those of you who are playing ahead at home. I am going to, you know what, because I want it to be high priority, I'm going to connect that like so. And given that, well, cobblestone is valuable. It is definitely, no question about it, a valuable thing for me to have cobblestone. Well, there should be cobblestone coming down the line here. And it's going to be pulverized. And quite frankly, I'm going to use up more lava than I have and am making in this process. But that's okay, because I'm not going to be making a gigantic amount of the stuff that's coming out of here. I am over time, but not today. I still have 13 wood. Good. Making myself a chest. Now, this chest is going to be the output for all of the things that this makes. And the only things that it's going to make are gravel and sand, both of which I intend to toss through this at some point soon. So, what more do I have that I want to do? There's only one thing that I really want to do this episode, and that is this. If I have the things that I need a chest, I've got my pneumatic servo, all should be well in this direction. Let me get myself enough wood to make a chest with. And there's some things, let me just clean up my inventory just a little bit. It's interesting that I honestly believe that I hear every person who plays Minecraft on YouTube say, maybe a dozen times an episode, let me just clear out my inventory a little bit. And I have to do it too. Everybody does. Perfectly normal. So, I need Invar ingots, and I need that chest that I was getting wood for. So let's start with that, and I need 2 more. I need to go back to chopping down trees. I've been so focused on ore recently that I haven't even chopped down these trees that have grown, which is kind of wasteful. It's wasting time, wasting effort, but you know what? I'm getting bone meal right now at a pretty reasonable rate, so I'll be able to bone meal up trees. I'm not going to feel bad about it. So now, let's see if I can make this. I can. Did you just hear that sigh? That sigh is a sigh of true happiness. Let me go get that axe one more time, and I'll show you why this is a sigh of true happiness in just a minute. Let me turn this off. I often play with magnet mode on. Those of you who've seen my other videos know I'm doing it in this case. I know that those who consider skybblocking to be a sacred art are stare at me and think it's absurd and crazy that I would do such a thing. It's not to the you know, standards of the game. Whatever. I'm enjoying my game, which is, I think, the important part. Most people would agree. So, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to whack that. Now, it's got sand and gravel in here, and I'm going to save this pneumatic servo for later, because it's kind of important. I know I made some levers. I remember saying, I'll just make some levers. There they are. There's 4 of them in here. I'm going to take this lever, I'm going to slap it on the ground, I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to make sure this is ignored. So this will continue to function under all circumstances. What's going to happen is, it's going to suck items out of this chest. It's going to drop them into this autonomous activator as soon as I set the back of this autonomous activator to be, no, I want this to be blue. That should be, maybe I set the bottom, nope. And if you'll know, what it does is it tosses whatever is in its inventory in here, and it begins right-clicking on this. So it's going to fill and use this oak sieve. And while it may be considered just a little bit cheap, it really means that I could, if I wanted to, AFK right here next to this, and pick up all the items that I need to. Now, relatively soon I'll be making an item that will allow me to do this much more efficiently, much more reasonably, but that's going to involve killing an Enderman, which isn't, you know, my favorite thing in the world. But I am going to go ahead and move my chest out here so that I can begin tossing the results of this sifting in here. And because I consider them to be final result material, I'm going to drop all of my ores, all of my completed smelted items in here. That's good. And all of my manufactured items in here. So, there you go, folks. There is a pretty complete episode. We moved from the very beginnings of the Stone Age, as it were, the process of manually breaking stone into the various materials it needs to be turned into, all the way up to being able to stand at one location and have most of the items that we need given to us freely and automatically. So, I consider that a huge win, and I hope you'll join me next episode.